in the tent being buffeted. These single pole tents, they look quite disconcerting when they get buffeted by the winds, but if they're well made, they're actually really strong. They're made to flex, so hopefully this one, I haven't used this one much, hopefully this will stand up to the torment the wind brings. Anyway, I'm going to head outside and see if it's brandy o'clock. See you in a bit. Still blowing. Right, I just thought I'd have a quick chat with you. The light isn't brilliant, that's why it's about 7, but it gets dark about 9 o'clock, but it's really dull at the moment. I just thought I'd show you that sand hill up there, and just behind it is I think it goes to Whiteside back over there, and that's the valley that I came up. So the plan of action tomorrow, hopefully you can see this. I came up the valley here, very sketchy. It certainly will be sketchy coming down. I hope you can hear me because the wind is very erratic at the moment. I was looking originally to camp around about here, but there's nothing, there's no flat platforms at all, and there's very little this side, so all of that valley is difficult. So I'm here just around about there, about 550, maybe 600 metres, and the plan is, I've got behind me is Grassmoor. This is what I'm showing you on the map because I'm tucked right underneath, although it's still very windy. So I want to do that tomorrow, and there's some quite impressive crags and geographical features, and maybe if I get time go to the other side, and again there's some really nice crags and should be some spectacular views if the weather's kind and the cloud lifts. But going back down, as I said earlier on, going back down I think might be sketchy because all of the rocks, all of the stepping stones, everything is sloping forward. If they get wet and I've got heavy pack, I'm going to be in a drink, and as you can hear from the weather, yeah, it could be a bit sketchy, so I might look at different. That's obviously too steep around there. I might be able to get down over it could be me going over back up the top and over the top, unless I can drop through the valley this side and go underneath Grassmoor the other side back to the car, which is there. So yeah, that's the plan of action tomorrow. If my tent is still there and I'm still there and the weather's not too brutal. Anyway, I thought I'd film this just before it gets too dark.
A few moments later.
Nice tranquil evening. Cheers. blow away this tent. Not with me in it anyway, so time to get warm. I'll see you in the morning. It's going to be an interesting night. Trying to get my wet gear off, and I'm holding the tent up as well. I've never been in a tent where I've been worried about it collapsing or splitting, but Jesus. It's a combination, I think, of the forecast didn't warn for this to be so severe, and also I pitched on the extension of the top of the pass, not the very top, but continuation of the wind tunnel, and yeah, not my first choice of location, but I didn't have a lot of choice in the end. And this is what you get. Yeah, I think I'm going to be awake, trying to keep this tent up for most of the night. But hey, it's character building stuff, and keeps things spicy, doesn't it? Right, I'll say goodnight, and I hope to see you in the morning. Night. Morning. Oh, that was an interesting night. Wow, that was some storm. I had to get out in the middle of the night. Put the sleeve back on the main pole. There's a strange sleeve that covers the pole and the open seams, so it's letting in water. And this tent was bent double. So yeah, I've hardly slept. I find another pitch, which is calmer. I'll have to bail, so that'll be 2 nights without sleep, and it's getting to a dangerous point. So yeah, I'll have to make some good decisions today. Right, I'll make a drink, and it's still raining. Let's see what the holes. I would like to go on to the tops, but it's going to be peeing it down all the time. So the forecast has changed. It's a lot worse now than when I set off the forecast. So some you win, some you lose. So next time you see me, on the top sort, heading down. None of the weather channels, good ones, are saying that it's raining here in this location. It's fucking raining. I can see it, I can hear it, I can feel it. It's not even showing on the radar either. Happy days. Just waiting out the storm. Come fine to my tent. It's try and make a cup of tea and decide what I'm going to do, if anything. I need to make a decision. Oh, dear. Alright, I managed to make myself a brew without burning the tent down. It's really dodgy. I think I made a decision. I am not confident with this pitch, obviously, and I'm certainly not confident leaving the tent here and going up on the tops. Tops are going to be dodgy anyway, but leaving the tent here and having another night of this is not, I don't think is wise. Not confident with the weather forecast, and obviously the weather's really bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some porridge and a flask, and I'm going to head over to the tops behind me to the North Hope Gill Head and Sandhill. It's going to be blowy and a bit rough, and then I'm going to make my way down the other side over the tops, thus avoiding that really dodgy valley I've just come up with, all the bad steps, with all the wet rock sloping downwards. Yeah, I don't want to be down climbing with a heavy pack on in the wet. So that's the decision. Just trying to find a pitch round here has proved really tricky, and yeah, and this is why. So yeah, it's all about making the right decisions. Sadly, cutting it short, but I'll see if I can film me on the tops later on. Yeah, hopefully we'll get a little bit of sunshine. Sod's law, the weather will break when I'm back down at the car. Right, guys, I'll see you out there. Ooh, it's ferocious. So I'm actually pitching. Well, I'm going to break the take down the inner first. I can leave the fly up if it will stay up, and then at least I can pack everything away in the relative dry before the very last bit where you bite the bullet and take the fly sheet down. But so that's what I'm doing now. I'm ooh, nice hat. I'm yeah, just gonna pack it all away and head that way. Wish me luck. So I think I made the right decision. The inner's down, although still connected. I'm going to take the end poles out. I'm going to head out. Heck, yeah, just about packed up now. So I need to roll this tent up as quickly as possible, tightly as possible, and without everything blown away down the side of a mountain. So yeah, let's get to it. Not sure you can see this, but that headwind now, the prevailing wind, is in a totally different direction. It's now heading that way, not that way, and I'm going to be heading up there and across and back, just to avoid those really bad steps over the waterfalls in the valley. I'm going to have a face full of it as well. Yeah, right, I'm not going to hang around. See you in a bit. So let's just come over the ridge over the top. It's very, very gnarly indeed. back to where we started. Of course the sun's trying to come out now. It's still blowing a gale. Just a quick review, that's where I went up. Very polished and gnarly rocks up there. Didn't fancy down climbing that, so I came down them and the ridge behind it. And that was a very close second for the lesser of two evils, that's for sure. Anyway, safe and sound, back to the car. So that's it, back at the car. Survived a day earlier than I'd planned. Yeah, that was brutal. That outing, combination of not a very good pitch. I had to find a flat area. The area I found was, well, the weather was just horrendous. I shouldn't be too surprised in the mountains, but it was storm force winds all of the day, all into the evening. It built up into the evening and then all the way through the night. Didn't get a wink of sleep, and I chose the lesser of two evils, coming back over a ridge, which was nearly as bad as coming down the Battered waterfalls, and yeah, it was just the wind speed was knocking me off my feet. So yeah, I made the right decision. It's clearing up now, of course, but the forecast it isn't brilliant, and it's gale force actually on the valley floor as well. So imagine what it's like up there. Forecast wise, the forecast was good, was okay for Friday, middle day good, bit sketchy on the Sunday, but still okay, still doable. But if what I experienced was forecast, I would never have set out in it. So, but I live to fight another day. I think the decisions were right, but there was no easy way off that mountain. And the gear that I had, the tent just about stood up to it, to the onslaught. So the tent protected me, and coming off my clothing protected me. So if I was soggy, I was still warm. So, and navigation wise as well, I sort of sort of knew where I knew where I was, and I knew how sketchy it was. So, but anyway, back now, and yeah, it's a shame, but these things happen. It's a shame that I didn't get to do what I wanted to do, but these things happen, and it's all part of life's experiences. So yeah, live to fight another day, and thanks very much again for watching. Please like and subscribe, and even share and comment, and anything else you care to do, and really appreciate your time on this, and I hope to see you on the next one. Cheers for now.